Waiver Wire. Welcome to the Waiver Wire. This is where fantasy players become fantasy legends. And I tell you, it's getting slim already, ain't it? It's tough because now at this point, we don't really know who's a valuable, it's only been 2 weeks, so it's hard to really know. I'll tell you this much. If he's out there, if Tua Tagovailoa, or however the fuck you say that name, he looks like every Hawaiian, doesn't he? He looks like the most stereotypical Hawaiian. I don't know if that's racist to say, but it's true. And Tua, man, I don't know if this is gonna happen again. I don't even know if he's gonna score 6 touchdowns every game. But he does not belong out there on the waiver wire. He deserves to be on a team. He probably deserves to be start after that performance. You probably, in my situation, if I have Joe Burrow and then I was able to get Tua, he's not out there in that league. But if he was, oh man, then I think I got to sit Joe for a little bit until I see it, and I got to start Tua until I see that not be a fucking blang blang blang. And now I feel like, the first game against New England was a tough game of New England's defense is always going to come correct. Bill Belichick's going to do that. But this game with a lesser defense with Baltimore's secondary not being great, you really saw what Miami could be. So if Tua's out there, go fucking get Tua. And I put a question mark next to it because I'm ashamed to even say it, but does Joe Flacco deserve to be? He scored 37.88 points in my league. 37.8. That's a big number. That's bigger than I'm going to go over it here in a little bit, but the names of people that scored on the quarterbacks will shock you. And Joe Flacco being number 4 on my list is shocking. And that's only slightly edged by Jalen Hurts, who had a fucking phenomenal night with rushing touchdowns and everything else. So, Joe Flacco, Broadway Joe. I wouldn't feel great about it because I do feel like Zach Wilson is going to eventually come back and take his job. Now, if you grab Joe Flacco and you're not happy, if you've got Trey Lance and Dak Prescott and these guys that are now out and you're looking for a quarterback, why not take a flyer on him? I'd feel better about Joe Flacco, especially with how much they're using him to throw the ball. He was throwing the shit out of the ball again on Sunday. So, kind of a wild thing that's going on. But I don't know. I would say, don't feel great about starting Joe Flacco. But if you've got no other choice, he threw the ball a lot. So Broadway Joe. As far as running backs go, for Arizona with James Conner possibly being out, I don't actually know his first name. It's E. Benjamin. He got a lot of the carries after James went out, and he didn't do great. But if he is going to be the starting running back, you would assume maybe a red zone touchdown. If you're in trouble the way that I am with Elijah Mitchell, thank you so much, Elijah Mitchell. If you're in that kind of trouble, then go find somebody like this who you can plug in and maybe make it till James gets back. A handcuff, if you will. But also Darrell Williams on the Hey, look this up. Who the fuck does Darrell Williams play for? I think it's Atlanta, maybe, but it might be Arizona as well. Hey, look this up. But yeah, Darrell Williams is also one that you could possibly get out there. Ooh, look at this. I'm doing it quickly here. Okay, so his name is Eno Benjamin. No way I was supposed to know that. No way I was supposed to know that. No way. No way I was supposed to know that. Oh, he's also in Arizona. Wow, I put 2 Arizona running backs on there, Darrell Williams and Eno Benjamin. So obviously you don't want both of those. So I'm contradicting myself here. Go to mybookie.com, and this is why they pay me the big bucks from DraftKings. No, I guess you're hoping that one of those guys takes the reins. They gave it mostly to Eno in the end of that game, so maybe that's the play. But in all of this is a moot point if James Conner comes back and plays. Wow. I talked myself in a couple of circles there. Let's move on. Noah Brown is definitely at the top of a lot of people's lists. He's the top of my list. I definitely will pick that up if I can. I've put a waiver on all of them, all my leagues. I put, well, except for the 8-man. I didn't do it in the 8-man league because I don't really need help in there. I did get my ass kicked in that 8-man league though. The guy had Tua and he had Tyreek Hill, so there was no stopping that avalanche. He absolutely crushed me with that. So, but Noah Brown, Corey Davis is another one that's floating out there. And if he's going to get walk-in touchdowns the way that the Browns gave him a walk-in touchdown, then that's good to have. I brought up Greg Dortch already, but Greg Dortch is a target that Kyler seems to be going to a lot, especially with no Rondale Moore and no DeAndre Hopkins for the first 2 weeks. Hopefully Rondale Moore will come back. I've now hold on to this guy for 2 weeks. I swear to fucking God, it better pay off. But yeah, Greg Dortch. DeAndre Carter on the Chargers, also still getting some targets in the red zone and seems to be a nice third receiver with Josh Palmer. So I would like the DeAndre Carter pickup or the Josh Palmer pickup if he's not already picked up in some of your waiver wires. Nelson Aguilar seems to be their deep threat in New England. Seems to be a guy that was getting a lot of targets. I know he caught a touchdown, at least one, and had a great game. I wouldn't feel super comfortable starting him, but it's a nice stash thing that you could go out there and grab. Another one of those guys is Josh Reynolds for the Detroit Lions. He got a touchdown, which I know kind of skews the points that he scored. But it also seemed like Jared Goff was kind of looking for him in the red zone. He threw it to him twice in the red zone, once for a drop or got knocked away, and then once for the actual touchdown. Maybe that's how it went, or maybe it was a pass interference. I can't remember, but I know he went to him twice in a row and forced him that touchdown, and that made me go, interesting. Not a bad pickup if something happens to Amon-Ra St. Brown or some of these guys on the Detroit Lions. Whew. And then the last one I'm going to say is Brashard Perriman, and I'm going to say that because he caught a touchdown. We have the touchdown, the walk-off touchdown from last year with Tampa. So Tom is definitely a guy that if he trusts you, he's going to throw it to you. And he goes in and out of trust with Scotty Miller, but this next week is going to be tough because he's going to have no Mike Evans. He might not have Chris Godwin. He might not have Julio Jones. We don't know what the status on him is. And so, you're going to see a lot of Russell Gage. You're going to see a lot of Brashard Perriman. I might even start Russell Gage just because I think that he's going to get a lot of targets. But Brashard Perriman's a good stash as well because we don't know what's going to happen with this receiving core going forward. But he's a good stash because it seems like Tom Brady likes him. The only tight end other than Hayden Hurst, which I'm sure is picked up in most leagues, is Taysom Hill. Might still be wandering around out there. Didn't have a great week too, but shut the fuck up. But what I want to say is about Jameis Winston, because with Jameis Winston's struggles, it will cause any coach to question keeping him in the game. And when he struggles hard, as you saw. When it goes bad with Jameis Winston, it goes bad. It's not a 1 interception game, it's a 4 interception game. That's what he does. So I'm very interested in that Taysom Hill pickup. He's listed as a tight end. I don't know if ESPN will fix that if he starts playing more quarterback, but it's very, very interesting to me, and I would definitely stash him because I see that 2 quarterback in a 1 quarterback league, even if it's for 1 week, even if, let's say you've got nothing going on in your tight end position and you throw Taysom Hill in there, and then randomly Jameis gets hurt or plays poorly, and they throw Taysom in there at quarterback. Now, for that week, you have 2 quarterbacks playing on a 1 quarterback system. Amazing. It's a loophole, I tell you. It's a loophole. But yeah, go get Taysom Hill. Go get fucking Tua. If Tua's out there, you go get Tua right now. Tua, 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 Tua. Was that Hawaiian?